Okay. All right. So this was where we stopped last week. So we look at the model view, and we started. For those of you that you are on the Telegram group, so I have sent this data to the Telegram group today, so you can check it out. So today we are going to continue where we stopped from, and we look at some things. I'm going to be explaining how you can filter by visuals, how you can filter by page, and the likes. So let's start. Let's start with um, uh, um, some diagrams and some charts. So let's look at categories of products. So let's look at categories of products. Now let me make use of a bar chart. Let me make use of a bar chart. Now, let me make use of a bar chart. So, and let's look at categories of products. So let's look at the categories of products. Let me make use of okay, let me delete this. I'll teach you one of the things I usually do so that it won't waste my time. So since I formatted this, so what I usually do is to duplicate. So Control C and Control V, that will duplicate it for me, and thereby I will be able to edit this. So I will just delete this, and go to categories of products, and also the counts of the product ID. So since I want to make use of a uh, a clustered chart here, so now I could see here that, so I will need to edit this to the category of products, the number of the categories of products. So total number of products categories. So total number of product categories. Now, when you look at the total number of product categories here, you can see home appliances, food and beverage, pharmaceutical, furniture, clothing, automotive, and electronics. Now, naturally, it looks like for this company, they have more of home appliances. There's another thing in which I can do here. I can link it with the order as well. That is, this is the number of products that this company has, and this is the number of orders that were made on the products. So how will I do that? So all I need to do is to place my counts of product ID here. So my legend is here now. The blue one is showing the deep blue. Let me change the colors so that I will be able to explain it very well. Let me change the colors so that I will be able to explain it very well. Let me make this deep bold very well. Yes. That's if I want to put a data label, but I don't want to put a data label there. So now I can change the color here. So for product ID, let me put it like this. And for count of order, let me change it to red. Now this makes it quite different. It makes it quite different from the it makes it quite different. Now I can differentiate. You can use any color that you like, but you need to also be careful of color blindness as well. You also need to be careful of color blindness. Now, so in this uh in this data now, the product that remains here is 153, and it shows that 194 orders have been made. So what is left is 153. Now here it looks like we have 149 order, and also that's for food and beverages. But if you want to look at the highest order that were made, so the highest order was made in what is it called? The highest order was made in with electronics. So that's why we are having 129. And it's also the least product that remains. It's also the least product that remains. So here now, I could also, now, okay, we've looked at products. Let's look at sales, and we can look at the number of sales per year. The number of sales per year. And how do we go about that? So let's make use of a line chart to look at the number of sales per year. So here I have to change the title here because we've added order to it. So I have to change the title. So I'll change the title is total of products category and categories and orders. So here now I will change this. So I'm going to change this to so I'm going to change this to sales. So I'm changing this to sales now. So here, what I'm going to do is to change this to order year. So this is the order year, and I'll change this to the sales, the count of the sales. Now, of course, you can see that this one, so let me change the title to the number of sales, per year. The number of sales per year. Please put down your questions as I am teaching so that you will be able to look at what I'm doing very well. Now, the number of sales per year. Now, it looks like it's from year 2000 to year 2025. So what if I want to know I just want to know for 20, I want to make use of a filter now. I just want to know from 20, I'm just interested in 2021 to 2025. How do I go about that? All I'm interested in is 2025 to 2021. I'm not interested in the rest. I'm just interested in 2021 to 2025. So I will come to this filter here. So instead of using an advanced filtering, so I'm going to make use of a basic filtering. So I will select 2021. I will select 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025. So this shows me the trend of sales per year. It shows me the trend of sales per year. And it looks like the sales dropped in 2022, increased in 2023, increased in 2024, but dropped again. The sales dropped again in 2025. So, but it has been dropping since 2021. It has been dropping since 2021. That's when it has been dropping. Hello? I believe that you are getting and you are looking at what I'm doing very clearly. So there's another way in which I can do this filtering instead of making use of basic filtering. So I could just say that advanced filtering, and I will put it here that when it is when advanced filtering, so when it is greater than or equal to 2021, and when it is less than or equal to 2025, and it's still going to give me the same thing. It will still give me the same thing. It will give me the same stuff as well. So look at it. So this was advanced filtering that I used there, and I can use basic filtering also. So if it was basic filtering like I used before, but to use that advanced filtering very well, I could just say that when it is, let's do it again. So when it is greater than or equal to 2021, and when it is less than or equal to 2025, then apply the filtering. So you can see that it's the same thing. So let me look for, maybe we should do top 10 products, or let's say top 5 products in let's say top 5 products that were sold and the sales. So if we say that top 5 products, let me repeat this. If we want to look at maybe we want to look at top 5 products that were sold, we can add another filtering to it. So top 5 products that were sold in 2025. So if you are asked the question, what are the top 5 products in 2025? That is the top 5 products in 2025. How do you go about that? So first of all, let me remove this count of order ID. So if it is top 5 products, so here in the product category, I'm going to change this to top N in the filtering. I will change it to top N, so top 5 products. So then I am now going to bring the product ID. So here I'm going to drag the product ID here and apply the filters. So you can see that here is only showing me top 5. But there's another catch to it, because it was said that top 5 products, that was what we were told in 2025. Top 5 products in 2025. So that means that I need to go to the the product's dates, then pick the year and drop the year on the on the filter of this image alone. So here I will now take it to basic filtering and just click on 2025 alone. So you can see that it changed because I'm only filtering with 2025 alone, and that was why it changed. I'm only filtering with 2025 alone. I'm not filtering with any other thing. So these are the top 5 products in 2025. And the reason why we are having 6 is because these 3 are the same. So let me edit the title here. Let me edit the title here. So this will be top 5 product categories in 2025. Top 5 product categories in 2025. So you can see it here. It clothing, furniture, home appliances, automobile, electronics, and that's because they are the same. Now, if you want to make, I'm conscious of time. If you want to make your dashboard to be interactive, then you need to know how to make use of what we call a slicer. So a slicer will enable you to make your dashboard to be interactive. So, and now we have different kind of slicers that you can use in Power BI. You can see button slicer, text slicer, list slicer. So it depends on which one. But let's make use of the list slicer. Sorry. Top 5 products in 2025. That's because I still have my image. So let's make use of the normal slicer. And here I can put slicer as it has to, when you are making use of a slicer, you need to ensure that it is just the categorical variables that are placed there. So for example, now in this data that I gave to you, some of the categorical data that are here are products. So let me place the products here. So let me place the product name. So you can see it, camera, gaming console, headphone, laptop, router, smartwatch, and the likes. Let's have it as the product category instead of just the product name. Let's have it as product category. Yes, automobile, clothing, electronics, food, beverage, and the likes. Now, let me try to design this slicer. So most of the time, I prefer the slicer to be in form of a drop down. So I prefer the slicer to be in form of a drop down. So it has an header. So category of products. Let me increase it a bit. I can change the background. No, let's just leave it like that. I could make it more beautiful, but yeah, because of time. Now, and I'm conscious of time because I want to teach you some things. Now, naturally, when I click on automobile, you can see that everything changes. So you see that the top 5 category changed. The total of product categories and orders, it also changed. When I click on clothing, they are also changing, but it's good because I can know the number of order per month for clothing alone. I can know the number of sales for clothing alone. So I've made it interactive. That's one of the usefulness of a slicer. I've made it interactive. And here as well, electronics, you can see that they are changing. So what if I don't want, because now when you look at it, let me draw everything back to all. Let me change the slicer settings to selection. So I want it to be able to, I should be able to select all. So it's going to show me all now. Yes. So to select all, you need to click on the selection down here so that you'll be able to select all. Now, so if I don't want my slicer to interact, I believe that that's why I send the data. I send the data because I want you to be able to use the data that I've sent to you and be able to design something that is very good and come up with different dashboards, come up with different reports. So I'm not going to design a lot, but I've shown you some of those skills. So, but what I want to teach you is, so if I don't want my slicer to interact with the top 5 categories here and the total of the product categories and order, so how do I go about that? So I will click on the slicer, then now click on formats. So when I click on formats, then I will click on edit interaction. So you can see that when I click on edit interaction, it brought out 2 icons here. You can see there are 2 icons that are here. So if I don't want them to interact with it, then I will click on none and also click on none. Then I will click it back here. Now let's test it now. You are going to see that this slicer is not going to interact with it. So let me click on automobile. You can see that number of order is changing, but these 2 are not interacting with it. So let me change it to clothing, electronics. You can see that the number of order is changing, but these 2 are not interacting with it. Why don't I want it to interact with it? Because it's going to change the format, because these are the category of products that I did here as well. So let me also make year. Let's make year. Let me return this as select all. So let's also make year as let's make it a slicer. Let's make year a slicer. So if you are making year as a slicer, let me drop it here. So here I will come back here and change category of product here. Then I will change this to year. So first of all, I need to click on edit interaction as well. Now, so if I don't want it to interact with this, then I will click on none, because I don't want it to interact, because this is 2021 to 2025. So then click back on edit interaction. So if I need the data for 2020 alone, you can see that the rest are changing. You can see that there is no even data here for 2021. The reason why there is no data here for 2000 rather is because we said that top 5 category in 2025, we already used filter for it for 2025 alone. So that's why there's no data in that. Let me click on 2025 alone. You will see that this one will remain the same. You see that it remains the same. And you see that there are no others in 2025 for many products. Only the pharmaceutical product was aligned. Let me see if we have questions. All the data I sent to the group, that is what I'm using at the moment. I sent like 7 data. If you were in the class last week, that was what I uploaded. We uploaded up to 7. Yeah. Let me look at it again. Yeah, I think there is up to 7. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7. It's up to 7. So that's the data we are using. You need to upload all. I think the person that was asking the question, you didn't attend maybe the last class. I've sent the data. The data is on Telegram. Go and check. It's possibly maybe you have not checked the Telegram group. I've sent the data. I sent it this evening. How do you add this color to the total product category? How do you add? I'm not sure I understand what you are asking. How do you add this different color to the total product? The color came naturally, and if you want to edit color, just come to your the product category you are saying. Come, click on it, then come here. You can edit the color by going to columns. So when you go to columns, you can see it here. You can see it here. The count of order ID, you can change the color. The count of product ID, you can change the color. Let me attempt to change the color of product ID now to this blue. You can see that it changed. And let me change order ID to another color. So you can pick any color that best suits whatsoever you want to do. So you can see that that one changed as well. You can see that it changed. So just click on that image. When you click on that image, come to format your visual. And when you go to format your visual, then click on columns. Then you can change any color you want by yourself. Please, which Power BI are you using? I've been trying to download one. Go and check the Telegram group. I already sent what you need to download, and many people have downloaded it. Is it possible to have various categories of variable in the same slicer? For example, products. Yes, that means you are not following me. That was what I just did. Because what I did was I didn't make this this slicer or this category of the category of products here that I did. I didn't make it to be interactive to the product category and top 5 category in 2025. That was why I clicked on edit interaction. So I can make it to be specific to even just one. And all you need to do is just to click it out than none. That was what I did. So it's very much possible. Oh, you somebody that is saying that you said you are going to, yeah, the reason why I didn't use YouTube for this class is because it requires, I won't be able to share my screen on YouTube, and it requires some other software for me to be able to share my screen on YouTube. It requires some other softwares. So that's the reason why I did not, that's the major reason why I did not put it on YouTube yet. I mean, we didn't go live on YouTube. And for Teams, it's not compulsory that you have Teams on your phone or your system. You can just join through the web. You can join through the web. You can just join through the web. Just join through your browser. Mozilla, we have different browsers. You can join through any one of them. Let me edit this. Let me change this to year, because that's not category. Let me change the title to year, but that's not category of products. So this is category year. So that changes it to year. Okay. Any question? All right. Let's move on. Now let's look at. Let me change this back to all the years. Select all so that we can return back to that. We can look at product name alone. I mean, the product name alone, because what we look at is product category. Let's consider the product name. Let's look at product name alone. So we don't need the filter for 2025. I'm going to remove the filter now. So let me remove this filter for 2025. So here, what we need is the product name. We don't need category of products. So here, you can see that I'm having a whole lot too. So I need top 5. So if I want to change it to top 5 of the product name. So top 5 of the product name. So I will come to the product name here, top 5, then drop the product ID, then apply. So the top 5 product names that are available, let me change the title. Top 5 products names. So let me change this to another chart so that it won't look like we are just using the same chart over and over again. Yeah, let's make use of, yes, let's make use of a stack bar chart. Yeah, let's make use of that. And for a stack bar chart, we can have the numbers even in front, because that will make it much more, and we can even change the colors of all the bars. We can change it. So it depends. Now let me do something. Laptop is the first. So I can be making it bold. So router, then make it that as if as it is going down, is fading. So that's another way of doing it. So as it is going down, it is fading. Camera, then headphones and tablets. So this is another way, and it's going to be clear to the stakeholders that the thicker it is, the higher the product. So I could add, if I want data labels on it, so it's already showing. Now this is more clearer because it's showing the data labels. I could bold the data labels because it looks like you are not seeing it very well. I could make it bold. So you can see that as I increase the figures, so you can see that this is quite different from the ones that we drew. So this is another way of you trying to design, because now when you are explaining this to a stakeholder, he's going to look at it. Even without looking at the numbering, he's going to know that, okay, as these things are going down and down, and I mean, as these colors, because if you look at most of the colors I use, I'm using color blindly, color friendly color, even for a color blinded person. So for somebody that is color blinded, is not going to have any issues with all the colors that I've used so far. That person will not have any issues with every color that I've used so far. So you can see, and I've even added those numbers there as well. It's 7. I will check the Telegram group, and because I know that it's 7, and look at the one I've not sent. So I will send it tonight. I will check it and I will send it. How can one link Power BI to a Kobo server on an Excel file, for that matter, so that real-time data is reflected? I'm not sure I understand your question, because if you are linking Excel to Power BI, it's easy. Can we use different charts like pie charts and pictogram? Yes, we can. But now, like I said, for pie charts, it has to have to do with proportion. Now, if you are making use of a pie chart, okay, let me give you an example of what I'm saying now. Now, I just duplicated this now. If I want to make use of pie chart for this, you will see that pie chart will not work. Now, look at this. Can you differentiate the shapes? Can you differentiate? Because what is here, they are not really the different sizes. What's the essence of a visual? The essence of a visual is when a non-technical person sees it, he will be able to understand it. But looking at this pie chart here now, you can see that it's only this one that differentiates. It's only this one that differentiates a lot. The rest, they are small. So before you say that you want to make use of a pie chart, you have to ensure that the proportions are different. So maybe you are having 150 and the other one is 70 and the other one is 20. Then you can make use of a pie chart. But you can't just say, okay, because I've not made use of a pie chart, let me make use of a pie chart. No, you can't just say, I want to make use of a pie chart. That's not possible. So pie chart is used for proportion. That is what pie chart is used for. Let me take a look at this data and see if we could have something on pie charts. Look at department itself. Department is not even having, yeah, I cannot even, they are all the same there. That's a funnel chart. There are no, so before you, don't just say, I've not used this chart. Before you can pick any chart, you have to be able to know that, yes, this chart, anybody that looks at it, we actually understand the chart by itself. Is well, when you look at this line chart now, you don't need to tell the stakeholder that the highest number of sales was in 2021, because he can see it already that number of sales per year and can see that the highest is 2021. You can see it there that the highest is 2021. You can see it there 100%. So we can make use of other, just like you have said, but it has to be with proportion, that they are actually different with each other. And because of the data we have here, a pie chart might not really work because of the data we have here. So it is not just about making use of, yeah, for gender. Yes, pie chart will work for gender, but we don't have gender in this data now. That's true. Because, but the only way it will even work is if it is not 50-50. That's the only way it will work. Like if it is like 65 for male and maybe 35 for female, then pie charts can work. So how do you know what to find out? I'm not sure how. Like to know, I'm supposed to find product category. Now, the thing is, when you are working in a company, you are going to be given what to do. Like you are going to be given a task. Okay, from this data now, can we know the number of orders in 2025? Can we know? I'm going to give you a project to do. And the project will come on in form of, is like a real life project. The project will come up in form of a like questions in which stakeholders want to know. So it will not come in form of draw sales per month. You will be the one that will think that what should I use? You are going to be the one that is going to think that what should I use? You will be the one that will think, oh, let me use this, let me use this, let me use that. You'll be the one that is going to think that, oh, I want to use this, I want to use that. So it's not like you just say that, no, when I give you, I'm going to now, next week when we'll do revision, I will send the data next week and the question. And I will give you stipulated time to also submit it, to submit the project as well. And like I said, it's only people that attend the class and do the projects that I'm going to be give a certificate. Because many joined at the beginning, but only few are left to remain. And now, it's not compulsory that you can see that our dashboard is filled up here. So if I want to do more, all I need to do is to rename this. Let me rename it as my sales record. Then page 2, rename it. And create other visuals here. So let's assume that I want to have inventory, my inventory record. So I can copy the format I used here, sales record inventory, and come and put the inventory record here, and have other visuals. In my place of work, sometimes I can have up to 25 pages that I can do. And I will publish it on my workspace. But most of the time, people usually make the mistake. What we've been doing so far is not yet a dashboard. Until it is published, that is when it becomes a dashboard. When you use publish here, that's when it becomes a dashboard. If it is not published, it's not yet a dashboard. I hope you understand that. So if there are still pages, if it is not yet published, it's not yet a dashboard. So next week, please come with your questions. Next week, come with your questions. If given a broad task, can I squeeze it in? No, don't squeeze it in one page. If you are given a one task, try to separate it. You can have as many pages as possible. Just give those pages a title and let it align. We link Kobo. We use Kobo to collect data, and our project concern providing education to revenue. That for some of the KPIs were retention rates, attendance rates, and the likes. So the calculation are already made. All we do is to enter data, and all those KPIs automatically calculated. So Power BI is used for. The context is, so how can we use the Kobo to Power BI? Yeah, the Kobo you are talking about maybe is a database. Is a database. So if you want to link it to Power BI, except you get the data, and get it from, I think it's a local database. It's a local database, because I've not used the Kobo you are talking about. We don't use it here in the UK. It's a local database. We don't use it here in the UK. So if it is a local database, then you should be able to link it, or you should be able to extract those data and link it to Power BI. But before you can link it to Power BI, you should be able to upload it from here, like saying that get data. You can get those data here. So if it's from a website, just click on more and you can get the data from the website. In my place of work, I get data from Power BI semantic models, because there has been a model that has been designed already. Kobo collects you talking about. I'm not sure I understand what that person is saying. So if it is there's someone who is not, no, you must be on the Telegram group. That's why did I now create the why did I create the Telegram group? You can't collect certificate if you are not on the Telegram group. I will confirm that you're on the Telegram group. Why did I create the Telegram group then? Then the Telegram group is useless. But you can, anybody can watch. I made it free on YouTube. Anybody can watch on YouTube. Even if you are not on the Telegram group, you can watch on YouTube. That's the truth. So let's come with our questions next week. I'm going to be, well, I will try, if there are not much question, next week we'll create more pages from this data and we'll see how it goes. So thank you very much for joining, and I'm going to see us next week.